Are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? Bright and early, 7 a.m. Kickoff day, FA Cup, Man City versus Huddersfield Town, AFC. I am Crunch Chocolate. This is Sharpie Charlie. How's it going, show, bro?
It's great, man. Title defense stars now. We won so many
Oh, did you mute
trophies last
yourself?
year.
What happened?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Hello?
This my headphones? I think
Can
it's
you
my
hear me?
headphones. I got some new headphones for Christmas, and they went with just like Amazon's choice, and Amazon's choice made a fool of them.
Wait, did you just hear me? You could hear me though earlier, right? When we were
No.
talking?
Oh, yeah, no, when we are talking, yeah. And then all
Okay.
of a sudden, yeah, when I asked you how you're going, you started talking, and I was like, am I missing something?
I was like, I thought we haven't, I was like, was Crunk lying to me? Like,
I'm
he
really
was
good at
just,
reading lips, turns out.
yeah, like, wow, it's impressive. But I feel great, man. Title defense season. Let's get it. Let's
Yeah,
go. Loving this lineup, loving the bench.
up bright and early. This is the vibes. It is what we have to do sometime. Actually, it's I'm saying bright and early like this is the thing we have done all season when it's been a pretty chill late match day season. Uh, Game started really early yesterday. I woke up dumb early, and there were matches already started. I was like, "This is the football I grew up loving. This is the schedule I grew up loving." And today, now the games don't start back until 8. It's crazy. It's wild. But up bright and early to discuss a match that I'm absolutely not worried about, and neither is Pep if you look at this starting lineup from Manchester City. So let's get this pulled up. All right, share. Ortega Moreno, Akanji, Diaz, Vardiol, Gomez, whoa, Lewis, Kovacic, Bob, Foden, Grealish, Alvarez. Shout out to the boys, Snobby. They shared a starting 11 the other day, and it was like a very strong starting 11. I was just like, who do you think we're playing, my guy? This is third round. That's even the fourth, unless you bump into another Premier League squad. This is when you're supposed to rotate and give some players some playing time who need it. And there are a few players on this squad that I would say need the playing time right now.
If my
What do you
count is
think?
accurate, I'm seeing six changes from our last match.
Mm-hmm.
With Ortega Moreno, Diaz. Wait, did Vardy start the last match? I think he did. But definitely like Lewis, Kovacic, Gomez getting starts, Bob, of course. So like it's a it's a balanced lineup. I think everyone. It would be different if he was to put out Hamilton, Bob, right? Like we did that before, like in the FA Cup. We've played a lineup of children.
And
But
it didn't
this
go well.
is no. But I mean, yeah, it didn't go well. But here's the thing: it's like these people, these players, they clearly work together. They're ready for this opportunity. If you're someone like Gomez, this is more tape for you to possibly get a loan move. If people are looking. If you're Bob, you're really just trying to cement yourself. Shouts to Sam Lee on his article about Oscar Bob and just like how people in his position have to take January like by the throat because it's really hard to play in the spring because every match means so much. So like this is your match time. Um, so I'm excited to see how everybody produces today.
Let's go. Me, I'm just excited to see Gomez. I understand Gomez needs to leave. Like that's the thing is he's going on a loan. I don't know. I feel like let's just because we're getting rid of Calvin Phillips for the sake of getting rid of Calvin. Well, it's because he just doesn't fit in, and obviously Gomez doesn't fit in as well. But at least he gets the occasional playing time. Where I feel like Pep just puts Phillips in, and he's just like, "Damn nigga, here." Like it's just one of those things where knows he needs to rest players, and then Calvin gets put in. I think Gomez, like that's to say, like if we don't have Walker, we need a Gomez, and I feel like there could be some matches coming in the season where we might need a Gomez. I don't
Wait,
know.
let's put a microscope out because if you notice, this is the first time Phillips isn't on the bench. And I believe when we were talking on Thursday, I was saying like you gotta, or at least, maybe on Twitter I just tweeted it out, but like you gotta keep him healthy because you know he needs to go. You can't risk playing him. I said like he wouldn't play before the Newcastle match because that would be silly. And it looks like Pep is feeling the same way. I kept looking again. I was like, wait, I don't see Phillips as a sub because we talked about the starters, but look at the bench. We got Edison, of course, Walker, Ake, Daku, Rodri, De Bruyne, Nunes, Wright, and Hamilton. So I think, is this the match that we see Kevin De Bruyne? Do you think
Oh
so?
yes, 1,000%. I feel like
Okay.
KDB has been doing his own rollout on social media the last week or so,
See you
and
soon.
yeah, I think
Millennial peace signs.
right, right. I think it's even if it's
10
just five
minutes
or ten
would
minutes.
do
Yeah.
something to me, man. I would, if I saw 79th minute, we got a sub coming on, the stadium's rocking. I don't know, man. I might start to feel things, and I'm okay with
Okay.
saying that.
So let's look at this lineup then. Who does he replace?
I mean, it could be anybody. It could be Foden.
Because,
It could be
but do you think
Bob.
it
It
would
could be
be Foden
Kova.
though? Because the thing that because you said let's put on a microscope, let's do this.
Yeah,
I don't think he needs to take off a Foden or an Alvarez. He kind of needs to leave the class on. No offense to Huddersfield and the other players, but I feel like KDB's first steps on the pitch in full 100% speed needs to be with the best available players around him. So I mean, it would kind of scare me. Like respect to Bob and Kovacic and Lewis and all them, but I want him to replace one of those three. Because if
I
you replace Foden, Grealish, or Alvarez, it kind of makes me a little nervous because he needs some kind of person he's played with, some comfort that he knows that, hey, worst case, if there's a player getting real close to me, there's some class near me that I can pop a ball to or something like that, and I feel comfortable.
I disagree. I think it's helpful to get those players off, knowing that we have Newcastle on Saturday. Or next Sunday. Yeah, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, yeah. So it's like I think you make a trade off. I think you bring him on with other vets. So you do give Mateus Nunes some time. You do give
Mhm.
Daku, like Daku gets a run with Foden because that would, I mean, with KDB, right? So if you're bringing basically like a hockey line change. If you're taking off Alvarez, Grealish, and Foden, you're bringing on Daku, De Bruyne, Nunes, and even we've seen Michael Hamilton. Like we know he can play. I haven't seen the right kid, but we know Hamilton can play, right? So I think like just seeing him on the pitch for me would be great. But even if he doesn't, just like last time, if all he does is warm up, okay, great, because then we know Newcastle's coming up. So it's like I like the tease. It gets into a lot of only shades content when we talk about teasing, but you know. There's a place for it, and if Pep is just teasing us as a fan base across the world, hey, Pep's into some things. Because he's like, nope, I'm not gonna make you. Nope, you still gotta wait. One more week.
Yep.
But yeah,
And I can totally see him doing that. Is just letting KDB come out and run. Because that's the thing. If I feel like the match needs to be close in order for Pep to comfortably put KDB on. Because I feel like if he puts KDB on and we're up by like 3 or 4, Huddersfield Town could feel away by that and might make them give a little extra in tackles. And also, or it could be the complete opposite. Huddersfield is basically complacent with just like getting to the end of the match, and then KDB is just kind of jogging around. But also, maybe that's what you might want from him. Is just as low uh, physical action as possible, especially because if we play him against Newcastle, that's Newcastle's thing is like elbowing people and jumping on shoulders,
oh yeah, it's
Joeington and all
full
that.
metal. Yeah,
Yeah.
I will say this. Shouts to condolences to Rodri and his family. He lost his
Yes.
grandmother, and he's a better man than me because the day I lose my grandma, I'm not going back to work that weekend. He's truly an amazing person. To even be back with the team, would have definitely understood if bereavement would have lasted through the weekend, and he just comes back for Newcastle if he so feels like it. But everybody grieves differently. Everybody has different outlets, and a
Exactly
lot
what
of
I'm saying.
times with athletes, they will say the comfort after tragedy is to play the sport they love and be with their teammates and their friends. And so it's happy to see him on the bench. I hope he doesn't have to play. For the life of me, we know Roger needs a rest. Roger needs a rest. The man gave himself a rest this year. I just want to let everybody know that. Maybe I told you that was his plan. He said, "I'm
Multiple
going to make
times.
myself have to rest."
Multiple
Pep, you have
times.
no choice. So therefore, he's actually played way less than last year. If we look at minutes, he's probably played like 200-300 minutes less
Yeah.
than this point last season. So, but I hope he's just there as a cheerleader today. He doesn't have to be used. I'm happy that Walker gets a break. Looking at the back line, I was thinking that this it could be a flat back four, but I doubt it, right? Because we know that Pep is going to emphasize possession. So I definitely see a Kanji on the right, Diaz in the middle, Vardiol on the left. And what it gets interesting as is who sits beside Kovacic. Is it Gomez sitting there, or is it Lewis? And my instinct is Lewis, only because he's played that role, and
Hmm.
like Gomez will tuck in, but we know he's better on the flanks. So
Yes.
he's better going up,
Yeah.
which
That's
actually
it.
pushes Grealish in, which is great.
Closer to
Um,
the goal. Yep.
so yeah, if Grealish is sitting beside Foden in the middle as two eights with Alvarez on one side, with Bob on the right, and my boy Gomez on the left, and let Alvarez be up top and float as a false nine. I think we're gonna see fun. Like this is our shortest squad that we've ever started this
Yes.
season. Like everybody's below 6 feet, who's not a defender. So look, this is for the short kings. This is short kings lineup. Short King's about to go dominate today. I'm really excited as they inspire the youth.
Well, all I can imagine as we pull up Huddersfield's lineup, and really it's all just random names. I assume that
It's
this
like
is
FIFA. I don't know these people.
all right. I'm sure this will be. I wonder if they themselves are a shorter squad also, because I feel like that is something Pep is very much aware of, where he'll play taller teams when we play against more physical teams, and shorter teams when we play against less physical teams. Again, shout out to Johnny of and he takes the chance for coming on and talking Huddersfield last week. There are players that he really likes about their team. Their leading scorer is their center back. He scores from a lot of set pieces, except for I think the other day he said they scored like a Vincent Company S type of goal. But I don't think that's the best sign when your leading scorer is a center back, especially when City's whole thing is not really allowing the other team to get more than three corners a match. That sits a very good chance for us. I'm trying to look up their lineup and see. Oh yeah, and they don't even have it on
Yeah, it's not popping up
football.
on one football.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Let's be very real, man. They are the 21st
Yes.
team in the championship. They are literally only 3 points above relegation, ahead of Sheffield Wednesday. It's negative 18 goal differential. If you're giving up 44 goals in 26 championship matches, that's not good.
No.
Not ideal. Um,
Not
thusly,
ideal.
I don't feel like we have much to worry about. I think this is just like from our own betting thing is like who gets the shots? Because we're going to shoot. We're going to have the ball. It's just like, are we scoring like a field banger from outside the box? Is it like the Bob Foden cross, the Bob through
Mm.
ball to the Foden cross to Alvarez running on? Is Grealish going to cut in? I just want to know how the goals come in. I know we're going to get at least three. 3 goals is the minimum today. Like it's almost like in golf where you have a handicap. Like our handicap is almost like three. It's like it really is. You need to have four to win. Three is just like we tie in my mind because you're supposed to have three in this match. Like I hope Oscar Bob goes crazy. Like go
Same.
embarrass somebody. You
Same.
know, let Daku come on and squabble one time. I want joy. I want to see Black Boy Joy today. Give Michael Hamilton a run. I don't even know who Wright is. Give Wright a run. I don't know this person. Yeah, let's just have some good time. Hopefully that center back from Huddersfield doesn't dunk on Diaz. If he can make it out of a match not getting dunked on, that'll be great. Because I think the tide is changing. If we got a little time to talk about it, I think people are starting to see like
Yes.
Kanji and Ake are those boys. And Diaz is more prone. Not nobody's perfect, and I'm
Yes.
just making fun some of this.
Yes.
Of course, it's in jest. I don't want people to come for me. But if you do, I don't care. But I will say that Diaz is more prone to not jump in the air. That's all I'm saying. He's just more prone to be flat footed. I haven't seen a Akanji get dunked on too much. Like it's just hard to do. You know, John Stones will be getting dunked on out here. Vardyall's a big boy. He can lose the ball, but in the air, he's a monster. So yeah. So you know, Diaz, just jump. Let's work on your jumps today. You know, hope you've been on your box shit. You know, getting it out there in the training ground. So you got to deal with Holland every day. So I hope you out here, you know, bossing up.
Oh man. I'm trying to read some of these comments. I just totally, yeah, it's still dark and early over here. Must be nice. Uh, Odds on a Bob to Foden wonder pass again. Oh my gosh, I need that, my soul. If
Key
Oscar
pass.
Bob
That's the
loses it
song.
again, I don't know. Yeah, and then if KDB will replace an attacking player, it would have to be Bob. If Cronky is right, I agree that KDB needs to get back in with some tried and true for his team. Huddersfield is near relegation station in championship. Yeah, they're not great. So what I will say is, Johnny said they have a new American owners, and they still don't know if they're going to spend on the squad or not. They have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
older players and a relatively new manager who's trying to establish their style of play, which is more open and free flowing, which fits right into City beating them down by 6. I'm looking forward to it. But
Well, you know
uh,
what? Their last match was against Leicester City, who is by far leading the championship. Might break some records this year. They lost 4-1. They came out in a 3-5-2. Leicester City scored goals in the 40th, 47th, 61st, and 77th minute. So that's 4 goals in 37 minutes in the second half. Had 74% of possession. So I could definitely see a copy paste situation today. Literally copy that. 4 goals, 70+% possession. We probably hit 80 if we did it against Sheffield United. Um, if here's the thing though, this is actually more of like a true exercise for that group of players on the pitch because, as Pep always talks about, those young players have the inclination to go. When in reality, we can dominate just with the ball. Like you can walk and dominate. You don't have to always go for the goal. So I think how many counters we give up is going to be interesting to watch. Again, I'm not worried about losing it all. This is just like, you know, seeing things on the pitch, seeing how Kovacic and Lewis handle the midfield, seeing how people track back. Are we making the smart passes or are we just trying to put people on or play people on? Sometimes you got to recycle that ball. So actually, Diaz is going to be critical today because I think a lot of the ball is going to go through him and him deciding how fast we play. But yeah, the early goal will always be helpful. That's for sure. If you get an early goal, it definitely makes them have to come up a little bit because it's
mhm.
not like they can. It's not like goal differential matters. They got to try to score, and that's when things can really get fun for us. So I hope we can go right at it. I don't know if we do 12 seconds like Gundo, but I would say in the first, if we get a goal in the first 25 minutes, that's a great sign. Great sign.
Bro, if Diaz somehow gets dunked on in this match, I'm coming at him tonight during the recording. I feel like I've been very respectful to Mans this
Hmm.
season.
Hmm.
I've thrown a couple of jokes on Twitter his
Of course,
way,
that's what we do. That's what we do.
yes, but other than that, I feel like I've been because, especially because of the fact that he plays, our defense does all right. He then either has like something going on with him, or he's sick, and then he sits, and then our defense, we have a clean sheet, and look like just so strong and defiant when he's off, and like even last week when I was like, oh, look at him being sad again, bench, and you're like, he's sick, and I was just like, not in my
Hey,
narrative, he isn't. Not in my narrative, he isn't.
whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. By any means necessary.
Oh man, okay. Shoot. Let's just get to score predictions again. I'm sticking with my 6. I need it. I need it for my soul. 6-0.
Seeing that Leicester just got four on them in one half, or three in one half in a 35-minute range, I will say you can get five. Let's go five. 5 mil. Like our five trophies from 2023. Feels right. Feels right.
Yeah, and then Adam, this is Diaz's off year. KDB had a bit of one last season, yeah, or the one before, yeah, it was the beginning. It was actually kind of lasted for a bit. Then March came around and boom, KDB. I feel like this is DS this year. And honestly, I hope that I never want to see one of our players struggling and down on their luck
Of
because
course
that
not.
affects
No.
us. But for these jokes, for our ability to make art in 2024, I kind of want Mans to get dunked on. Obviously, with us having a very large lead,
Well, no,
everything.
Crump, because then you won't get your beloved clean sheet. So, oh my gosh, we can't. We can't
What?
concede a goal.
Hey, but this is part of the art. What do I want more? Do I want to laugh at DS or do I want the clean sheet?
So let's put it out there. Which one matters more to you?
Oh
The
no!
laughter or the clean sheet? Let's go. Put you on the spot before we get out of here.
uh, I okay. I initially say clean sheet,
Mm-hmm.
but the joy that laughing at Diaz gives me, I don't know, and it's unfortunate because it's always laughter when we're ahead and we're winning and stuff like that. So it's always in good fun. Yeah, so I say the clean sheet now, but let Diaz get dunked on, and I could totally flip. We'll see.
Oh, the lineup's out. Yay. On one football. Ooh. They have us in a little 3-4-2-1 on one football. That could be cute. Little Christmas tree. Um, with Foden tucked beside Grealish. Gomez inside, Lewis outside. I could see it. Yeah, 3-5-2 for
What?
Huddersfield Town. Um, we'll see. We see. We just know it's going to be a back three with six players in the middle somehow and Alvarez up front. So I'm just going to call it a 3-6-1. The six will figure out how they're going to be. Um, and then we'll go from there and score some goals and have some fun at the
uh,
Etihad. Something great.
yeah, right. Lastly, shout out to my Green Bay Packers who have to beat the Bears today in order to make it to the playoffs.
Justin
So
Fields got something for you today, boy.
so I will be going to a bar and watching it and potentially getting very drunk and upset. So we'll see. I am Crump Chocolate. This is Sharpie Charlie. We are Shades of Blue. Shout out to everybody on FanFest Live. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, on Twitter. You know the vibes. Come on, City. Shady Gang. Shady Gang. Shady Gang.
Five goals, baby.